Welcome everybody to a look at the first film in Imprint's Film Focus George Peppard box set. So this is the first film of four, and the first of which is 1968's PJ. This is directed by John Guillermin, who also did Death on the Nile from 1978, The Towering Inferno, which is easily my favourite of the disaster films from the 70s, as well as the 1976 version of King Kong, as well as the Bridge of Remagen, as well as Gunza Batazi and Skyjacked, which is a lesser disaster film but still fairly good, as well as Town on Trial, I Was Monty's Double, and the film that introduced me to George Peppard, House of Cards. This is a neo-noir mystery film, clocking in at 109 minutes long. As you probably already guessed, it stars George Peppard, who was also in Operation Crossbow, The Ground Star Conspiracy, and the aforementioned House of Cards. Won't be talking about his filmography in every other film that I review out this box set, but I figured I'd give you a little bit of backstory in terms of what I've seen from him before. And this also stars Raymond Burr, who was in the likes of Rear Window, Raw Deal, His Kind of Woman, as well as Crime of Passion, Walk a Crooked Mile, and Abandoned, the last two of which were in previous Indicator film noir box sets, as well as Gail Hunnicutt, who was in the likes of Shadows in an Empty Room, also known as Blazing Magnum, Eye of the Cat, Target, Fragment of Fear, and Voices. So this is about reluctant New York City private eye PJ Detweiler, who is hired as a bodyguard to protect Maureen Preble, the mistress of shady millionaire William Orbison. But in truth, Orbison plans a deadly intrigue in which PJ is to play a central part. Meanwhile, complications ensue as PJ gradually falls in love with Maureen. So yeah, after being impressed by George Peppard in the same year film of House of Cards, I jumped at the chance to see more of his films, which this release has from Imprint has more than been able to fulfill. This was an overall highly engrossing and entertaining neo-noir mystery film that once again has an excellent performance from Peppard, while the supporting cast is really good and the direction is on point. The cinematography is great. The score, although a clear product of its time, the swinging 60s, is still well done. The pacing is solid. There are a few well-executed action scenes, including a really rather tense car scene where the brakes no longer work on the car and they're going downhill, and yeah, it's really, really well done. And the mystery element is enjoyable, despite unfolding in a somewhat uninvolving manner. So yeah, fantastic start to this box set, and easily my favourite Peppard film that I've seen so far. Just pips House of Cards, which, like I said, I was impressed by him so much that I decided to get this box set. But yeah, this is, like I said, pips that film. And it's had a 1080p high definition presentation from a 2K scan. You've also got audio commentary by film historian author Toby Rohn from this year, audio commentary by critics Howard S. Berger and Steve Mitchell, and then you've got A Man of Many Phases, the early films of John Guillermin, featurette with author screenwriter C. Courtney Joyner from this year, and a theatrical trailer. So yeah, the 2K scan looks excellent on this film. It looks really, really nice. Really does help the production just come a little bit more alive, because yeah, it's got some really nice sets and the like. So yeah, overall a glorious film, and one that really I feel is underrated as far as neo-noir films come across, because yeah, the neo-noir genre boomed in the 60s and somewhat in the 70s and early 80s after film noir itself came to a close. And yeah, this is a really, really great example of the genre. And at the end of the day, even though the mystery isn't the most involving thing, it does add a great deal to the film itself, on top of all the other positives that I've already mentioned. So yeah, get out there and see this film if you haven't already. I don't think it's the easiest of films to get a hold of, because I'm not sure if it's had a Blu-ray release outside of Australia, because Imprint is an Australian label and I get them from Australia. So yeah, that's the only way I've been able to find this film on Blu-ray. So if there is another means to do so, then get out there and watch it via those means, even if it's on streaming, because it is well worth the watch. But if you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.